important reminder. All information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.
This is a copper zinc shower dechlorinator. Everyone needs one of these. If you don't have one, then find out what your water supply is. And I would be really beware about chlorine. Chlorine is a very severe poison. Look it up. All you got to do is go to the disease control, the CDC, the Control for Disease Center, the CDC. Sorry, backwards there. And you can go ahead and find out any of this information. Now, how do you change this? This is simple. You put this zinc, copper. We have one more. Brian, hand me the other one also. This is the empty. We have two cartridges. The first cartridge is a zinc copper cartridge, which basically disassociates the chlorine ion and other metals. Look it up. You'll see. This is not something that I've made up. These are patents that have been taken out to basically be able to disassociate chemicals in water supply. What I do now is I actually, and I've worked with these companies for about 5 years. The other model used to leak, and that's why I never would push them, is because they had a lot of problems, because it's all R&D. This one's been totally changed now. It's got screws all the way around it to make it so, there we go. And what we do is, put this back in there. We hook these two together like this, and now you got yourself a super shower dechlorinator. The first one here is zinc copper, and that disassociates the water. The second one you open up, because that's why there's no screws in there. It comes with a small little Allen wrench. The second one is to be able to put crystals and ether stone in there so you can actually reform your water back to, we know it's real simple, Dr. Emoto, the research is out. All you have to do is think of something happy and the water crystals change. All you have to do is think of something unhappy and the water systems change. Or how about if I give it a maximum con job? We give everybody a crystal here. You put it in your water. Just like I put, Casey knows, all our water bottles have crystals in them. One crystal's all you need. It changes the water to a 6-sided hexagon, and that's what a snowflake is. This is exactly what as Robin was saying, sacred geometry. These are booby traps. I want to clean my life up, then get the chlorine out of your life. Okay? Get the electrical magnetics out of your life. Plastic. Huge problem. How are you going to get the plasticizers out of your body? People say, I don't have any. Take your clothes off and show me that your body's transparent. Please. Okay? And I'm not saying this to be negative. I've lost 35 pounds of plugging. Okay? I went through a lot of turbulence. Dwayne, you've known me for how long now? Since 1986, 7? Okay? Dwayne and I, stand up for a sec, Dwayne. That's you. All the people here basically were actually meeting full circle again. He worked with us in our physical therapy rehabilitation department when we had outreach rehabilitation. Remember that? Thousands of people we went through with physical therapy. That's not the issue here. Physical therapy to me is actually secondary. Okay? The physical therapy you're going to do is actually manipulate your poisons, because that's a lot of physical therapy. All the rest of the stuff is the reason being why most likely we get stiff and sick is because we've got this problem with plastics. So, we've got some different compounds that we put together, and you're not going to, actually I'm not telling you to take this internally. This is actually an external motion here. We put on this dissolver, I call it dissolvitol. We have it here. Not sure where we put it here. Rick, do you know where you put those 2 bottles? Anyways, what I'm going to do is we're going to take some volunteers here. What we're going to do is I'm going to do some skin cleaning. Okay, Big thing is that we need to find out, because there's a few things here. Who's got still the coconut in their mouth? You can keep it in for an hour. Doesn't matter how long you keep it in. Do you notice what do you feel in your mouth? It turned to water. The oil has broken down, and now your parotid glands have actually dissolved this oil, which means they had to work. If you kick out or spit out oil and you notice that you didn't really dissolve the oil, it's because your parotid glands are locked. Get digestion problems all the time. You do this every day for a month. Not only will you kill, that's why it's, thank you. Where's there we go. Yes, we do. Now, the volunteers I want to go ahead and actually share with people is, this is so important. I mean, I can keep talking about all these problems. We know we've got all this junk inside our bodies, and we'll go over it later, because it takes 5-6 hours just to go through and run through the truth. Okay? The biggest truth that we have is there's an ability for us to be able to actually see the truth in others that have actually changed their ways. And that's what this whole project's about. Number one thing I found out is if you open up your skin, you've opened up the largest organ of your body, and that's number one. Number two, you just started to actually alkalize yourself. You put some coconut oil in your mouth. Number two is to alkalize. Okay? 3, live food is what we want to work up to, but no one really is eating it. We eat raw food, but remember, it's still not live. It's a movement. I'm going to go through this real quick pyramid. We were going to work on this before we didn't have a chance. There's a pyramid right now, and this pyramid is real. It's a real pyramid. It's just basically different groups of people, consciousness that are moving from one ring to the next. And we're going to use this just as an understanding. Food. Food goes to people that eat food, basically are just eating any type of food it is. It tastes good, it's whatever it is. You are moving to now, the food people are moving to the healthier food category because they know what they're eating is contaminated. Genetically modified foods, look them up. Rat studies, if you eat the genetically modified foods, you become sterile like the rats. So we've stopped all GMO. We don't have any GMO products in Earthshift. We don't have the plasticizers that we talked about. You're using food grade, reusable. Don't throw these packages out. That would be, waste of a lot of resources. These are reusable baggies. The booby traps we'll go over later are very simple, and most of the stuff is going to be on the internet, so you can actually catch it and check it out on your own time. You'll go through a checklist. You have a shower chlorinator? No, you don't. Okay, what kind of water do you have? City water supply? Then get a certificate of analysis and find out what kind of things are in your water. Not only what's in your water, but what your pipes actually sit in this water sits in the pipes, which actually starts to give an invisible poison into the water. Now, how do we stop all of this mess? We first have to learn that there's an easy way to actually change these ways. So we go through, take one piece at a time when we're checking them off. And the big thing is that everybody wants to get down to cleaning the body and doing all these things, but that's not really important. The only thing is before you clean the body is opening up the skin. You open the skin up, and your body can start to finally breathe. Okay? Remember, the skin is the largest organ of the body. It weighs the most, too. It's about 9 pounds. Okay? The liver, remember, regenerates itself every 2 months, but it needs 10 pounds of pure fat. I eat about a half a gallon, no less, of coconut oil at least a month myself. At least. Okay? This is the pure fat that I use. Hemp oil, coconut oil. Most of the other oils I don't feel comfortable with. Most of them have packaging wrong. Remember, olive oil. Oh, I have olive oil. That's cool. Has it been picked fresh? You'll say, of course. No, I'm not actually wanting to know if it's fresh. Has it been picked ripe? Most of these things are picked green, and we're eating organic olive oil, but it's demineralized. So you're eating this stuff that you paid twice as much money for, and actually it's doing you not so good of a favor because the minerals are not in it. So if they're not in it, or there's a high amount of acid minerals, then your body that's alkaline has to neutralize this effect. You drink 1 cup of coffee, 1 cup, it's a pH of 2. Add some white sugar to it, add some dead milk to it. You have a pH of 1. It takes at least 30 glasses of an alkaline water just to neutralize that as salt every day. After 10 years, you're demineralized. End of story. Just that alone. Okay? We take a shower every day, chlorine gas comes out. Hotter you get, the more you go ahead and breathe, it comes through vapor. Okay? In fact, you don't have a shower chlorinator, then take a cold shower. It doesn't absorb in you that much. It's the heat that absorbs in you. Now, GMO, just to go over this for 2 seconds. You want to clean up your acts, guys? Then stop all GMO, genetically modified foods. Again, what are genetically modified foods? They're sterile foods. So, heavy metals, again, all canned products, okay? I had to stop everything. Mark and I used to go ahead and actually play the traditional game and go to Vons, go to Costco. I'd go to all the stores. I call them the cartel stores. They control a lot of the movement there, so you can't have your own store, remember that. And these stores realistically only sell what they want to sell. And as you've noticed, what do you buy anymore from the stores? Nothing, do you?
No.
Nothing.
I just came up to remind you, we were talking about taking a shower in chlorinated water. We clean ourselves every day on the outside. So, and you talked about cleaning the skin, but we have not talked about cleaning the interior very much. So I just wanted to remind you.
The exterior of the body can only be actually starting to be cleaned when the exterior actually can breathe. How could you get out the poison and the pus out of your body if the skin's plugged? It comes out of your orifices. That's why a lot of people smell. And I noticed that, and this is one of the things that actually stops a lot of turbulence when you start doing this detox diet, is if you open your skin up, you'll notice that a lot of your poisons start to come out instead of actually all at the same time try to get out. You slowly start to bleed this out of your body. So the techniques that we're going to use are very simple. We're going to use 2 things. We're using a high concentrate, 350,000 part fulvicumic olmic acid. This is a high concentrate. You don't put it in your mouth. Live, as I call it live, it's full strength. Okay? You dilute these products only because they're effective at low concentrations. Okay? Now, this is a concentrate. This makes like 50 gallons of product at a 10 times concentrate. So a lot of people sell 10 times concentrate. This stuff, it's a waste of time. You got to drink a quart of it a day. Okay? Now, what I use this for, forget about drinking. We're talking internal. I'm just talking external now. This is the genius stuff right here. These are pure magnesium chloride